Okay, so this is my kit. It is a Stanley Fat Max, which is a toolbox that you can find at hardware stores like Lowe's or Home Depot. And I think I paid like $75 for mine a couple years ago. So here is how I use it. And I put the black and white zebra print is just duct tape. You can get whatever design you want. And the Wicked Creations is a sticker that I made myself, which obviously is missing some things and I need to redo. So anyway, this is how I use it. Just pop these clips open. And this top flips open, and before I do that, I'll show you the back. There is wheels and a handle, and you squeeze these little things. And the handle pops up, and then you can tilt it back and wheel it. So you can put that down. Whoa, blurry. Alright, so we flip this open, and then I have just some things that I probably don't even need in here, like these silly stencils that I found. And then I have like scissors that I carry with me, some cards. These are actually some cards for a friend of mine who does balloon twisting that I always carry to as a referral. And under that I have like mirror, I have a pack of wipies, I have some bling, some extra business cards in this tin. I always carry lots and lots of extras because you never know. And a towel. And then I carry, needs to be cleaned, but it's a like a plastic card, which I use for doing splatter. If I do like graffiti eyes, or if I do blood splatter, stuff like that, doing zombies, I use that to flick the paint off of. So I always keep that in there. And I have some like stencils. These are, in case I see somebody walking by that is pregnant, I had these postcards made up that say what I do as far as gestational belly paint, and has some pictures of some stuff that I've done. You can see that. So yeah, so I always carry those in case I see somebody walking by. I can grab them and say, hey, if you're interested. And I have some extra Mehron palettes. Mehron. I always say Ron. So, okay, so that slides back. And then this is the kit that is fully open. And I have all kinds of stuff in here. It has these like little compartments. And so I have like different glitters and things like that. I have more bling because, you can never have enough of that. And then back here I have liquid bling, those types of things. These are powdered, not powdered, but that's actually extra, a refill of liquid bling. But here I have like regular glitter, poofer glitters of different like solid colors if I need them for certain things. These little things back here are like shimmer powders that I bought because I thought they were really cute and I don't use them enough. And here I have like extra basins in case I'm painting somewhere and it's windy and sponges are blowing around. I can, and yes, my nail polish came off today on one of my nails too. So anyway, I have these extra basins that I can set out if sponges are blowing all over the place, so that they can help me contain things, and I can use them as water containers. They're great. They're actually like drawer organizers that can clip together. But they just fit in here perfect. They clean up really well and they nest really well, and I can fit like 6 of them in here really easily. So I like those. And these are Q-tips that are cut in half that I use for putting on lipstick, things like that. And Lily Walters taught this awesome technique to use Q-tips for like shading and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try that. A huge poofer of glitter, which is something new that I added after the convention to just try. It's a mix of all different kinds of glitter, some holographic, and lots of different like opalescent colors that Lily Walters actually used, and it just looked amazing. And she spritzed the face and then just like poof glitter all over the place, and it was like, blah, it was amazing. So anyway, that's new. In this little bag, I have, I'm not going to open it, but in there I have like little hair ties and little bobby pins and little just like snap clips for hair that I do not reuse. I just buy bunches of them at the dollar store and keep them in here. And that way, if I have somebody that's got like crazy hair going on, I can just give them a clip and there you go. A little present for me to you. These are some pink stencils from Silly Farm. And I have, I always keep in here like a dirty sponge bag, brushes and stuff like that. So after I'm done with a gig, I just put all my, you know, stuff in there that needs to be cleaned and then bring it home in that so there's not like paint all over the kit. Extra white. My neon rainbow is getting kind of low, so I have an extra one of those in there. And then another awesome trick that Lily Walters was using was vinegar to actually sterilize, not really sterilize, but to help sanitize paints and things like that. And she actually puts some in her water. It has great antifungal and antibacterial properties. So new to the kit, liking that, instead of alcohol. And then I also do carry that bottle down there is alcohol, which is what I used to use. But so anyway, I'm going to try the vinegar. And here I have these little containers that are extra tips for like Jack bottles that you can use for your liquid bling, stuff like that. Just underneath that I have soap, so in case I need to clean a brush or something like that on the fly, I have that with me. And it's hard to see in there, but it's just Ivory soap, and I take and I break the bar in half, and then I have one container that I kind of leave it by my sink and I use to clean them, and then one that goes in my kit. Then I also have these, which are like some sponges that are different. There's like a fairy and a heart in there, so if you wanted to use those on your rainbow cakes, these are some cards that I have that are actually another company's cards that they hired me out. They're an agent, so I keep them in there in case I do something for them again. Here I have Star Blends, and I have a few different colors, which I don't use these as often as I should, but I'm going to try to use those more. I have just gray, blue, red, black, and white. So try to use those more. And these are just some extra little containers just in case I find a use for them on the job or something like that. In case a kid loses a tooth or something, you can give it to them and be like, save the day. Keep your tooth in this little container. This is my brush holder that I use on the job. And I've kind of had it forever. And it's kind of ghetto, but it works really good for me. I actually took this little like dollar store container that I think they use for cleaners. And then I just took some foam. This can actually come out, and I cut slits in it each different way. And so it allows me to put tons of different brushes in there. And they stand up, and it holds up really well. Even when it's really windy, I don't have to worry about a brush holder like flopping over or any of that. And then it has these other little bins too that I can put things in, like again, like sponges, or I can keep my glitter poofer in them, things like that I don't necessarily want like laying out on the table because kids love to touch. So put that stuff in there. Focus, and there we go. So this is the bottom basin, and it's really pretty big. You can see it's kind of tall. And so in here is where I keep most of my paints and stuff like that. I have a big bag of sponges. It's got like daubers and all kinds of stuff. Just my regular, cut in half sponges, all different sponges. And then I have, this is my extra glitter thing that doesn't really need to be in here, but I just mixed it up after the convention, so it's still kind of sitting in my kit. But look how pretty. It's got lots of different colors of glitter. So anyway, that's the bin that I mixed it in. And these bins are awesome for when you're going somewhere and you don't know if there's going to be water there and you just need maybe a little bit of water. They seal pretty well and they don't really leak, so those are great. And then also dirty water if you don't have a place to dump them. These are good. You can leave the dirty water in there, seal it up, and then just try to keep it flat. And they will leak just a little bit, so don't put them in a place where, it's going to be there for a long time or on its side, by your paints or something like that. You don't want it to get yucky, but other than that, they were pretty good. And then I have also some antibacterial hand wipes in here. So if I have like, booger face come up, we can use that instead of the other baby wipes. That was another thing I learned at the convention. Instead of using regular baby wipes, use some antibacterials. This is a case that I got at Michael's or some type of craft store, and I think it was made for beading. But I thought it was really cool, and it's pretty small. And what I actually do is I have, some of these are like Silly Farm Artie cakes, and I've transferred them into, they actually fit perfectly into these little slots. So some of them are ones that were Silly Farm, some of them are ones that I've made, and some of them are ones that like were originally Silly Farm that certain colors got low, and so I just kind of stuck new things in there. So those are them. They fit right into this cute little caddy, so I like that. And in here, this is actually just an empty, hello, sorry, camera issues. This is an empty Crystal Light plastic container that I have a bunch of just pretty much like Ziploc plastic bags, like extra ones, because you never know when you're going to need an extra bag for something, on the job, on the fly. It's come in handy. I have in here hand sanitizer. So I keep a pump bottle of hand sanitizer in there. And then I have in here this little container. I have hair bling, hair tinsel that I keep in there. I also have my BAMs in here. There's Jelly. Hey, crazy kids, what do you have all over your shirt? Awesome.
This is ketchup.
Super. All right, so anyway.
Drum butt.
All right. All right. Go away, children. Go. Love you. Go play. Okay, so I have the hair tinsel in there for when I'm doing like hair tinsel. My BAMs. Keep them in there. Won an entire set of Fabic, which was amazing. I already had a few, but I was like, didn't want to drop $120 on the full set. So awesome that I won that. Very, very exciting. And let's see. I have a problem with brushes. So I have lots of brushes. So this is a little art bin that I bought that I kind of like, kind of don't like, because like I said, I have a problem with brushes. As you can see here, way more brushes than I need, but I like to have what I need when I want it, and so I carry them with me, all of them, all the time. Oh, and this is another stencil that I got. Gotta put that in the right place, but I got that at Fabic from That's a Snazaroo stencil that they gave us. So super cute like that. But yeah, I have just a ton of brushes, and a lot of them are brand new, so if I have problems, I can grab one. I've got Mark Reed. I've got a lot of low Cornell. I can't talk. Lots of low Cornell brushes and stuff like that. I have some Silly Farm brushes. These brushes are amazing for doing petals. I freaking love them. They have one that's a smaller one that's just like the Sonia Kashuk. But I haven't even tried their smaller one. I have tried their bigger one, just because I've been using the Sonia Kashuk, which you can get at Target. And this I bought, which is like a 2-inch brush, and I haven't, I saw somebody using it, and they were really, really good with it and proficient, so I'll have to work on that. But anyway, lots of brushes and toys and stuff like that, and little lollipop sticks and stipple and all kinds of stuff that doesn't necessarily come out all the time, but I have it just in case I need it. All right. And now we have paint. So these are craft cases that I got at Michael's. Hang on, let me move some stuff around here. These are craft cases that I got at Michael's that are actually made for scrapbooking. And I was looking for something thin that was kind of like a laptop case, kind of like the ones that they use. You see at Silly Farm and what regular palettes come in. But I like that these are clear because you can see, I have more than one. All of my paints don't fit in just one So I like that these are clear and I can see exactly what it is I'm grabbing before I ever even grab the case, and I don't have to kind of guess, or I've seen people use like puff paint and it just, I don't know. I like these. They work well. And so I took some Velcro, some sticky back Velcro, and just cut in half. It was 1-inch Velcro. I cut it in half and made these strips. Like I kind of laid it out first and measured it out to see where I needed to put the strips and what would work for me. So anyway, I cut them and stuck it to the case. And then I have these little square containers, which I bought. They actually originally came in, I'll show you, where did it go? This case, which is the one that I have the hair tinsel in, came with like 42 of these little squares. And they come with lids on them. I don't know if you can see, but I cut the lids off. So I repotted my paints in here, transferred them all over, and then, cut the lids off because the lids would have just been in my way. And I didn't actually glue them in. I like to be able to take my paints out and hold them if I want to. So anyway, I like the Velcro because it allows me to leave them in the case or take them out and whatever's convenient for me at the time. And like I said, I have a paint and brush problem, so if I buy more pinks or purples or whatever color, I can maneuver everything around and then refix it the way I want it. So these are also what I did as far as black and white, because those are very small for black and white. Okay for color, black and white we use a lot of. So what I did for that is these are actually lids from Silly Farm rainbow cakes, and so they're a little, they're much bigger. They're like a regular cake size, but they're not very deep. And so these are what I used for my black and white. So I have lots of black and white, and then I have a few rainbow cakes in here. What I do when I'm getting ready to leave a gig is just basically I take a fresh paper towel, kind of fold it so that it fits, and close it up, snap it, my paints are put away. Okay, and you can spray them with your, normally if I'm doing a big event, I spray them before I put them away. So this is great instead of like screwing on 100 lids, which is literally what I used to do just a month ago. So I really like this. So I can spray them with alcohol is what I used to do, or now I'm going to use vinegar, and then just fold them up, put them away. Next in the kit, I have my rainbow cakes. And these are a little bit thicker, so you can kind of only put, I can't put them on both sides. So I just have the rainbow cakes on one side because the other pots are probably only about a ½ inch. And these, because they have the screw on, they're probably about 3/4 inch. So you won't be able to put them necessarily like some over here. When you fold them up, it won't fit. So anyway, but it works really well. And then you can see I have some overflow because I love paint, and I put some extra ones in the other one, which are the thinner. So you can see this is like a regular, I can't remember what the size, but the smaller containers. So these you can fit in the other bin. Let's see if I can hold this. However, and these you would be able to double up. If you buy this size, you'd be able to double up and have some in this side, some in this side, and close it. But if you buy like the bigger Silly Farm rainbow cakes, they're just too thick to be able to put them in both the lid and the bottom. So there you go. This is just a rainbow cake that I made myself. So I used the bottom of one of my wolf paints and filled it up with some pretty colors. There's that. And then really the only other thing that I have in my kit is this, which I made and I'm terrible about using, but I'll bring it out so you can see it. It is the end of the line sign. So it's like a little necklace that you can make and have somebody wear. I'm horrible about using it. I'm terrible about cutting kids off. That's probably my biggest problem, is saying, sorry kid, get out of here, I'm closed. And then these are some design sheets for an event that I did that I keep in there just to have them handy, but that was like a winter party. So anyway, that's pretty much it. That's the kit. Let me see if there's anything else amazing in here that I need to show you. Oh, These I love. These are syringes that I use to clean out my tips for glitter. These for like liquid bling. My biggest trick for cleaning these out so you don't get clogged or whatever when you get home from a gig. Normally I just throw the dirty ones in that bag where I would put my dirty brushes and sponges, and then I bring them home. And some people I've heard soak them or whatever, but I take this syringe and I colored it pink so I know, like, okay, don't give kids medicine with this one, but that's pretty much what it is. You can get it at the pharmacy, and it's a 5cc syringe. And I fill it up with hot water or whatever you want to use and shoot it through there and clean it out. And it works really well. It gets all the glitter and gunk and all that stuff out, and you can just shoot it as fast as you can and get all the junk out of there. So anyway, that works really well. And that is pretty much it for my paint kit. That's what I take to every gig I do. And that's pretty much all I take, along with my chair, which is just a high director's chair. I stand and paint, and that's it. All right, there you go. The end.